Hello Harshan, Cimid a Hashiv. Fáilte rash go Speak Gaelic. Welcome back to Speak Gaelic. I'm glad you could join me as we continue learning together. Now, before we start, I have a phrase which might just give you a clue as to the theme of today's episode. The phrase is t-salainn, literally the weather of the 7 elements. T-salainn, which means really bad weather. You've probably guessed that we'll be looking at the weather and learning some words and phrases that'll allow you to join a conversation about everyone's favourite topic. There's a lot to look forward to in this episode, so let's see what's ahead of us. Learn to discuss different kinds of weather.
Fuair and Jay.
Agus Fife Calum
Calum Maclean will be in Fife, where wind power has benefited the area. How to say the days of the week in Gaelic.
Jaluain, Jamarst, Jakietan.
And we'll meet Ben Geyer and hear all about his learning journey. There's nothing quite like the weather to initiate a conversation, is there? So let's speak Gaelic. A bhfuil sibh díseal? Are you ready? A bhfuil sibh díseal? There are 2 words for weather in Gaelic, neach-ionnsachaidh and ionnsachadh. Both mean the same thing, the weather. Neach-ionnsachaidh and ionnsachadh. To ask what the weather's like, you say, Cimid a neach-ionnsachaidh. How's the weather? Or what's the weather like? Cimid a neach-ionnsachaidh. Now, the nouns ionnsachadh and sgìre are both feminine in Gaelic. So when discussing the weather, we say hi. She is, or in this case, it is. Hi. Not ha-e, which would be used for masculine nouns. It's always ha-e for the weather. And if you want to find out whether a Gaelic word is an e or an e, you can use the learngaelic dictionary. You'll find a link to it from our website, and it's well worth spending some time looking through it. Now, back to the weather and some words to help us describe it. Fluch. Wet. Fluch. Fuair. Cold. Fuair. And bria. Beautiful. Bria. Another useful word when discussing the weather is an dú. Today. An dú. So if it's wet today, you would say Hai fluch an dú. It's wet today. Hai fluch an dú. Or if it's a lovely day, you can also say Hai almhain an dú. It's lovely today. Hai almhain an dú. Let's see what kind of weather is being discussed in this conversation.
Han títe almhain an dú nach head.
Ha, hai bria is blá.
Nach head bria Harshan.
Ha, nach sin manche.
Fuair and Jay.
Agus Fife Calum.
Hai chidam an dú.
Agus hai blá in dú.
Hai blá.
Hai rianaun. Hai chirin. Hai bria. Hai aling. Agus hai cún.
Did you recognise any of the words or phrases there? We heard both words for weather, ionnsachadh from Elsie and neach-ionnsachaidh from Marstein. Ionnsachadh and neach-ionnsachaidh. There were also quite a few descriptions of the actual weather. Elsie said, Vai fuair an dé. It was cold yesterday. Vai fuair an dé. To which Maddy replied, Agus vai fluch a raith. And it was wet last night. Agus vai fluch a raid. Arrive is last night. Arrive. Elsie then went on to say, Hai chidam in Jew. It's dry today. Hai chidam in Jew. And Maddie agreed. Agus hai blah in Jew. Yes, and it's warm today. Agus hai blah in Jew. Remember when Elsie said, Vai fuair in J? It was cold yesterday. Vai fuair in J. Va is the past tense and is used to talk about things that have happened, whilst ha is used to talk about the present. Va and ha. Let's listen again to that conversation, and you can watch all of the conversations in this series on our website, supported by bilingual transcriptions.
Han neach-ionnsachaidh in Tionndadh.
Ha, hai bria is blah.
Nachali bria varstan.
Ha, na sin manche.
Hai fuair in J.
Agus fai flucha roidd.
Hai chidam in Jew.
Agus hai blah in Jew.
And if you want to listen to more Gaelic being spoken, why not download our podcasts from BBC Sounds? They build on the language we cover here and will help support your learning. Now, to one of my favourite parts of the programme, where I get to meet today's learner and hear how they've embraced the Gaelic language. I've been joined by Ben Geyer, who decided to start learning relatively late in life, if I'm allowed to say that, Ben. But before we start chatting, let's find out a little bit about him.
Ismisha Ben Geyer. I'm Ben Geyer. Sauna Essex a hami o hús ach hami anisha a fúrochaunum FIFA. I enjoy making my own fresh pasta, and our hens provide eggs for the family. They also give us eggs for fo-thiotalan, pancakes. Sfear holum corcarach. I love to cook, and I usually make my Christmas cake in February or March. Chavaria chofata. These won't last long in this house. I work part-time in a primary school, and the rest of the time I work in the woods. Bimia Chekisk, Becken Gaelics and Skull. I have family ties to Scotland, but not to Gaelic. My mother instilled a deep love of Scotland in me, and when I was 8 years old I knew I wanted to learn Gaelic, but it took me until I was 50 to get around to it. Hamia furch and show Cille Mhaoininn agus neach-ionnsachaidh. But they're adults now and study away from home most of the time. Ghonsa chaniel sinn na shar na bhíamúí. I love the outdoors and take every opportunity I can to get out to the hills. Leis guvel Gaelic ac amanisha, ha barach tugsha ac ionnsachadh agus t-salainn a Gàidhlig. For example, corrigúthach you're best to avoid because of the wind. Corrigúthach means windy corrie. That's important information for a hill walker. Sin an rutas siar corrigrum mu vi neach-ionnsachaidh Gaelic. Hai mun cuairst orms ionnsachadh.
Val Chorst a bhein go speak Gaelic. Welcome to Speak Gaelic. Cimhir how and you?
Hami gumata, I believe.
Now, you were interested in learning Gaelic for a long time before you started. What made you take that final plunge?
It wasn't so much a plunge as a gradually easing in, really. I started looking around on the internet and I found various resources from Learn Gaelic, and their beginners' lessons really attracted me, and I was working away at those sporadically. And then I came across another area of the website where they listed courses that were available, and I had a look a few times at this, and eventually I found one that was locally and that was at the right time and the right kind of price. So off I went, and it was magical.
Oh, wonderful. And did any of your family members influence you in your journey to speak Gaelic?
Well, I think my father he was an Old Testament scholar. He was a minister in the church, and he could very interested in the Old Hebrew that's written in the Bible, but also other languages. Ugaritic, for example, the first language that was actually written down on tablets of clay. And I remember in Birmingham, he was learning Babylonian.
Wow.
so I mean, he was well into his old languages, and he tried Gaelic, but he found it too hard. So yeah, so he gave up on Gaelic, but I'm way ahead of him, so that's good.
That's amazing. And how is your Babylonian?
Oh, well, it's not quite as good as my Gaelic, shall we say.
Great. And how did the rest of your family feel about this new Gaelic journey?
I think they were quite excited, yeah. My wife's been very supportive, which I think is important. And I'm lucky, I suppose, in the sense that my children have left home, so I don't have that commitment of looking after children quite so much at the moment. And yeah, it gives me more time and something to do. It's a hobby, it's great fun.
Lovely. Now, can you tell me a wee bit more about how your love of the outdoors has inspired your Gaelic learning?
Well, I remember way back when I was at university, buying a little Gaelic dictionary because we would be going off mostly kayaking, but also hill walking. And I was intrigued by the names on the map that were all in Gaelic, away in the Highlands there.
It's incredible too that you're now able to teach Gaelic to children. How has it been teaching compared to learning?
One of the interesting things about teaching children is if I'm teaching them phrases and they're reflecting those sounds back to me, I know if the sound is wrong, it's me that's wrong as well. So I have to adjust my pronunciation so that they get the right pronunciation. And another thing that's really, I'm teaching primary 4 and primary 5 age children, and they pick up the sounds so easily. It's incredible. You know, I have to work really hard to try and get the right sound sometimes, and I'm getting there slowly, but the children, you know, just like that.
They're wee sponges of that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's great, yeah.
And can you tell us, what is your favourite Gaelic word or phrase?
Well, I think it would have to be stocha guvel, stocha nachel, which is, it means maybe aye, maybe nay, a great Scots phrase. And I was actually buying something the other day in a shop, and the bag that the stuff was in was burst. And I said to the guy, could I get a wee discount on this? Because obviously the bag's burst. And he goes, with a little wry smile and a glint in his eye, he said, well, maybe aye, maybe nay. I'll see what I can do. So I got a discount. Your
challenge is now to try that in Gaelic.
Yeah, exactly. But that was right in my head. So.
Happily, Ben, thank you so much for being with us and telling us about your learning journey. And good luck, toirt, to keep at it. Happily. Now let's explore some more of our beautiful country now in the company of our enthusiastic Gaelic adventurer, Calum MacIlleathain, Calum Maclean. Chanil síte nan seach sían a curstat edison. The wild weather definitely isn't stopping him. Chanil síte nan seach sían a curstat edison. And today, Calum's taking us on an interesting journey, maybe even on a bit of a treasure hunt.
Today I'm by the sea. I'm in Fìobha, Fife, where I'm mining for gold. And when I say gold, or in Gaelic, I don't mean literally gold. I'm talking about what they used to call white gold, because it was so valuable. Salainn, salt, salainn, yes, this was once a heaving industry of salt production. So I've come here to find out what's left of it. You know what? I love the sea. I can't even think about how much seawater I've swallowed over the years. That must be worth a fortune. In the late 18th century, Salainn was Scotland's third largest export after wool and fish. Here in Cille Mhaoininn, St Monans, you can see the remnants of salt pans and one solitary neach-ionnsachaidh windmill, neach-ionnsachaidh. This provided the power to pump seawater into salt pans, which were then heated. The water, sgìre, would then evaporate, leaving salainn. Stephen Lisco has joined me here in Cille Mhaoininn to tell me more. So if you take us back in your time machine to the late 18th century,
yes,
what did this place look like?
It would have looked very, very different. It would have been a purely industrial landscape. There would have been the pan houses all belching smoke and steam. There would have been a mineral railway, horse-drawn railway coming from the coal mines in the land behind us. The coal would come down here and be delivered to the pan houses, and the process would go on continuously, 24 hours a day. They'd be burning and evaporating the seawater. The tower we see is actually a wind engine. It didn't mill, it had sails like a windmill, but it drove a pumping engine. On the tower you can still see we've got a modern representation of the sails that would have been up there. They would have been literally sails. They'd have been covered in sailcloth, and they would have acted the same way as the sails on a ship do. They catch the wind and they make something move, and in this case it was the engine that pumps the water.
Now, I know how to earn a little extra money. It's claimed, though disputed, that the word salary comes from the Latin for sulling, and that Roman soldiers were paid in sulling. Now to put my plan into action. And there's my day's wages. Slipping through my fingers. I guess more.
Mór thank Calum. Many thanks, Calum, mór thank, for taking us with you to St Monans. And I hope you found enough salt to keep you in the style to which you've become accustomed. What an interesting story in such a beautiful part of Fìobha, Fife, Fìobha. And thanks to Calum's efforts, we now know that uisce is water, or is gold, and sullan is salt. Sullan. And I can't wait to see where he takes us next time. Don't forget that you can follow Calum on all of our social media platforms as he continues to bring us his own take on the language. But now, I think it's time to speak some more Gaelic. Avilshif Jishal, are you ready? Avilshif Jishal. Earlier on, we learned to say what the weather is or was like, but you may also want to talk about the weather on a particular day. So we're going to look at the days of the week in Gaelic. Monday is Tilleuainn, Tilleuainn. Tuesday is Gemarcht, Gemarcht. Wednesday, Neach-ionnsachaidh, Neach-ionnsachaidh. Thursday, Dearstún, Dearstún. Friday, Dehúine, Dehúine. Saturday, Desachaidh, Desachaidh. And Sunday is Gàidhlig, Gàidhlig. Although you'll also hear ionnsachadh, ionnsachadh. Now, to ask what day it is today, we say G and Wa a haun and Jew. What day is it today? J and Wa a haun and Jew. And we answer using the phrase she and whatever day it is, a haun. For example, she Tilleuainn a haun. It's Monday. She Tilleuainn a haun. To ask what day it was yesterday, it's J and Wa a bhaun and J. We simply change the a haun into a bhaun and an Jew into an J. So it becomes J and Wa a bhaun and J. What day was it yesterday? And to answer, she Gàidhlig a bhaun and J. It was Sunday yesterday. She Gàidhlig a bhaun and J. And you can use these structures to talk about any day of the week. Now, let's listen to this next conversation and see how many days you can recognise.
Cumid if I'm teacher ac of yn Glasgow and G, Alice.
G and La Van and J.
Shut your doing about G.
She you're doing the Van and J. Van teach an Glasgow food, ac chidem.
Vai garaf an arcaf yn je, agus trichiading. Vai garaf Jamarsh Kuchok, agus ha gele acking an arcaf yn Jew.
Yn os siach ac van sgìre yn andre.
Va sneach ac yn Jamarsh, harú sneach ac yn Neach-ionnsachaidh, agus harú sneach ac yn Jardún. Fai fúrgitá.
Cymru fa an amateur an na Madrid a chotrine. In roa.
Ó. Ha gíle an arcif. Ha gelanich agus tarninich an arcif an drast.
Cymru fa na mis ar an Madrid a chytrianda?
Wel, fai grianach agus bla gisarne. Fai grianach agus che jadonich. Fai grianach Jaluain Jamarst, Jaketan agus Jardown. Agus an Jew, hai, well...
Hai grianach agus bla?
Agus bla?
Hai Arlene.
Did you recognise some of the days of the week there and the descriptions of the weather? We heard Alice asking, Jane wa Yvonne and Jay. What day was it yesterday? Jane wa Yvonne and Jay. And the answer? She Jerstoon Yvonne and Jay. It was Thursday yesterday. She Jerstoon Yvonne and Jay. Andra told everyone, "Was sneachgacin Jamarst." We had snow on Tuesday. Was sneachgacin Jamarst. And then went on to say, "Charos sneachgacin Jakeathain." We didn't have snow on Wednesday. Charos sneachgacin Jakeathain. Catriona was in the fortunate position of having much better weather. Fai grianach agus che jadonich. It was sunny and hot on Sunday. Fai grianach agus che jadonich. And you've guessed it was grianach, sunny, Jaluain, Jamarst, Jakeathain. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Every day, in fact. We were also introduced to two great Gaelic words there. Jaldanich agus tarnanich. Lightning and thunder. Jaldanich agus tarnanich. Did you catch them? Let's listen again. And you can watch all of our conversations along with bilingual transcriptions on our website.
Fa sneachgacin Jamarst, harú sneachgacin Jakeathain, agus harú sneachgacin Jardown. Fai fúrgitá.
Cymru fa an amateur an na Madrid a chotrine. In roa.
Ó. Ha gíle an arcif. Ha gelanich agus tarninich an arcif an drast.
Cymru fa na mis ar an Madrid a chytrianda?
Wel, fai grianach agus bla gisarne. Fai grianach agus che jadonich. Fai grianach Jaluain Jamarst, Jaketan agus Jardown. Agus an Jew, hai, well...
Hai grianach agus bla?
Agus bla?
Hai Arlene.
Gaelic uses verbs to answer yes or no. If you're asked, "Aveli fluch," is it wet? You would answer ha or chanil. The past tense is va. Vai fluch. It was wet. To ask the question, we use an ro. An roi fluch. Was it wet? To answer yes, we use va. An roi fluch, va. Yes. And to answer no, charo. In Gaelic, every verb has a positive form, like va, that we can use for yes, and a secondary form, like ro, that we can use for questions like an ro, and for the answer no. I remember being introduced to the past tense when I was learning Gaelic. Vai diriv an toirt. It was difficult at first. Vai diriv an toirt. But don't worry, you'll soon get to grips with the nuances of the language and you'll find more support in our podcasts. Now, before I go, let's take a quick look at what we've covered in this episode. To ask what the weather's like, cimid a ha yn nemisir, or cimid a ha yn chíche. Cimid a ha yn nemisir, or cimid a ha yn chíche. And to answer, hai fluch. It's wet. Hai fluch. Or if you're lucky, hai bwa. It's warm. Hai bwa. To describe the weather as it was on another day in the past tense, vai fluch. It was wet. Vai fluch. Or vai bwa. It was warm. Vai bwa. We also looked at the days of the week. Tionndadh, Monday. Dimarsh, Tuesday. Tionndadh, Wednesday. Thursday, Thursday. Dihunye, Friday. Saturday, Saturday. Gàidhlig, or Sabbath, Sunday. To ask what day it is, neach-ionnsachaidh. What day is it today? neach-ionnsachaidh. And to answer, neach-ionnsachaidh. It's Monday. neach-ionnsachaidh. Well, the harshin, shinne and drasta. That's it for now. Remember that you can access additional resources on our website. All the programmes in this series are available to watch on BBC iPlayer, and you can download our podcasts from BBC Sounds. And it doesn't matter how little Gaelic you think you have, cleachgi, use it. Cleachgi. I hope you can join me next time so that we can continue to speak Gaelic together. Tíre an drasta!